It feel good, don't it? Alright. We just landed on the moon in the Lambo. Taking pictures with the zoom and the angle. We'll be coming back to you with the samples. Our predictions coming soon with a halo. We just landed on the moon in the Lambo. Taking pictures with the zoom and the angle. We'll be coming back to you with the samples. Our predictions coming soon with a halo. We just landed on the moon in the Lambo. Taking pictures with the zoom and the angle. We'll be coming back to you with the samples. Our predictions coming soon with a halo. The moon and the angels. Made man began, hustle to greatness. Elon's on the phone, he got our wallets, a spaceship, but diaries for free. That's if you want to attain it. Spreadsheet can't leak if it ain't coming with payments now. I give the blueprint to build, making the moon a plan. I went from being a lunatic to a lunar land. You day to day it, you make it no matter who the man. My chart is shooting in, tell me if it's cool to land. ICOs, my coins points mushroom like Marios. I might take it to Mars, my portfolio could bring my whole entourage like I'm Arigo. Because moon in the Lambo, ain't a hater who presume where we can't go. Lambos pulling up in twos like it's tango. Up in the clouds with my crew like I'm Lando. Yeah, just landed on the moon in the Lambo. Taking pictures with the zoom and the angle. We'll be coming back to you with the samples. Our predictions coming soon with a halo. The moon and the angels. Made man who diary the game plan. They can't stand. We fly where they can't land. Lifestyle so good I gotta write down. Trying out, don't make me pull my drive out. Made man who diary the game plan. They can't stand. We fly where they can't land. Lifestyle I never gotta lie about. Trying out, don't make me pull my drive out. Yeah, I wasn't always a celebrity. Had to do right till I left you a legacy. Blood, sweat, and tears on this trail like a Cherokee. Business had a mission like Apollo and so heavenly. Murcielago or Galata with the leather seats. How should I roam from my home through the 7 seas? And one day this wasn't built, I'm not Romulus. Grind to you sitting on a bill with no monikers. This for my mama, I turned up with no thermometers. I strain day after night like the Andromeda. I know what time it is, looking in the sky to lift my spirits. And my spirits, I don't whine, I just grind and get. Yeah, trusting the process is essential. Studying the chart should be the object of your mental. Make the most to get the laser focus like you Diplo. Keep a couple secrets in the tails of the crypto. Keep a couple secrets in the tails of the crypto. Make the most to get the laser focus like you Diplo. Yeah, trusting the process is essential. Studying my chart should be the object of your mental. Moon in the Lambo. Taking pictures with the zoom and the angle. We'll be coming back to you with the samples. Our predictions coming soon with a halo. We just landed on the moon in the Lambo. Taking pictures with the zoom and the angle. We'll be coming back to you with the samples. Our predictions coming soon with a halo. The moon and the angels. Made man who diary the game plan. They can't stand. We fly where they can't land. Lifestyle so good I gotta write down. Trying out, don't make me pull my drive out. Made man who diary the game plan. They can't stand. We fly where they can't land. Lifestyle I never gotta lie about. Trying out, don't make me pull my drive out. Yeah. Alright. Don't make me pull my drive out. Crypto life. Yeah. Made man, baby. How to rap true. Yeah. Diary made man. Stay tuned. Go.
Token Metrics is a cryptocurrency investment platform that helps users leverage machine learning to become better crypto investors. Our in-depth analysis helps eliminate the emotions of investing, find profitable investment opportunities, and filters out scams. Learn more at tokenmetrics.com. Disclaimer: Token Metrics Media LLC does not provide individually tailored investment advice and does not take a subscriber's or anyone's personal circumstance into consideration when discussing investments, nor is it registered as an investment advisor or broker-dealer in any jurisdiction. Information contained herein is not an offer or solicitation to buy, hold, or sell any security. The Token Metrics team has advised and invested in many blockchain companies. A complete list of their advisory roles and current holdings can be viewed here at tokenmetrics.com/disclosures.
Hey everybody, how are you? Happy Easter. Hope everybody's doing great. Today's going to be a great show. Lots of news, and I think we'll have lots and lots of deep analysis, and we'll take questions from the audience via the Token Metrics forum. Hope everybody is having a great Easter. Happy Easter. Happy quarantine. Happy lockdown. Hope everyone is safe, because safety is king. In times like this, safety is king, and also being able to bounce back and make money is crucial. All right, so let's see who is first here on the chat. Let's do quick shout outs. Mark is first. I think that's 2 weeks in a row, Mark, you're first. So message me on WhatsApp and I have a prize for you. What's up, David? Red for Danger, how are you? Great to be here. Ibo, hello Captain, how are you doing today? Happy Easter. Thank you, Ibo. I'm great, doing great. Just enjoying the lockdown, studying. Self-improvement in times like this is really where you elevate yourself, right? Because now everybody's home, so there's really no excuse not to improve yourself. Zayan on Facebook, good thanks. And you, sir? I'm great, sir. Or ma'am, I'm not sure. But thank you so much. Igzan, hello, how are you? Happy Easter. Surviving, Ian. Hey, what's up, JP? Great to have you here. Alice, hey Alice. Always great having you on the stream. Patrick, how are you? Happy Easter. GED, what's up? Amar, Rajput, because of you, I lost more than $1,000. Well, I mean, first of all, Amar, I don't recall ever meeting you. So did I put a gun to your head and force you to make any investments? Right? So I would say, how old are you? Right? Because one of the principles of being an adult is taking ownership for your choices, right? So I never met you, never forced you to invest in anything. I mean, we're all adults here. We all know investing is not guaranteed, right? Most investors or traders lose money. So the fact that you're blaming somebody else for an action you took tells me you're probably immature or you're under the age of 18. But either way, you won't really improve until you take actions, or until you take responsibility for actions you yourself took, right? Because at the end of the day, nobody forced you to take an L, right? And don't worry, taking L's is normal. We all take L's. I mean, I take L's. Kobe Bryant took an L, right? Michael Jordan takes L's. All the great people take L's, right? And I think you have to really reframe it and say, if you can learn from it, it's not really an L. But if you don't learn from your mistakes, then it's definitely an L, right? And that attitude you have right there is very, very poisonous. And I mean, quite frankly, you can't really improve until you fix that attitude, right? Rena, what's up? Michael, how are you? Soy fra. Tu parles français? Oui, oui. Mon ami. Hello from the underground bunker in New Mexico. What's up, Matt? Great to have you here. Vanio, happy Easter, Ian. Thank you so much. Raro Bro. Hi from Brisbane. I miss Australia already. I want to go back. All right, so thank you everybody for joining the live stream. Be sure to subscribe and smash the like buttons if you haven't yet already. Share this with your friends, because the last live streams we've been talking a lot about the recession, the economy, how we're probably going into a depression. But at the end of the day, we're here to help people make money. So we have to tell ourselves, how can we create a career? How can we plan our lifestyle to make money long term? So really my monologue for this show comes from a tweet I found on Twitter. So here, let me pull up the tweet. Just give me 1 second here. So if you're not following me on Twitter, definitely make sure you do so. Just go to Diary of a Made Man. Okay, so this was a tweet that went somewhat viral on Twitter. It's from the Twitter account called the Wall Street Playboys. It's basically, I think, a finance blog. And they go through and basically share their master plan to making money. Now, lots of people have different takes on this, so I thought I would chime in with my own version of my own master plan. There definitely are some crossovers with their master plan, but here's what their master plan says. Step 1, go to the best college possible for cheap. Step 2, enter M&A banking, which is merger and acquisitions banking, enterprise sales, or tech coding. Step 3, spend free time generating online business sales. Step 4, use online business for real estate purchases. Step 5, use real estate income to fund other small internet purchases, and repeat. Now, I would say this is definitely a viable strategy, definitely a good start. Then our friend here, Tommy World Power, goes on to add, here's a better playbook. 1, buy crypto. 2, do whatever for 5 to 10 years, but don't touch your crypto. Add to it as much as possible. 3, retire, pursue life purpose from abundance. And throughout, give thanks many times over that you live in a day and age where this is possible. Okay, this one I find kind of tough because getting to step 1 requires having money. So, yeah, it's kind of hard to do this if you don't have any money initially. All right, so let's go here to what some other people say. This is from Johnny Goodboy. He says, for the youngsters out there, attend top 50 state school, in-state tuition, analyst promotion at investment banking or BB, not sure what that means. I think business. Join startup fintech as a C-level executive. Not quite playbook, but close. Reinvested exit money into private real estate, basically index funds or ETFs. 18% internal rate of return. Use gains to fund own startup. 0 to 8 figs in 15 years. Okay. All right. So everybody has an opinion, and obviously I have an opinion as well. Now, I feel like I can really share my own strategy because I feel like it worked for me personally. And I feel like anybody out there who wants to really master the plan of making money can follow the same steps I took, right? So without further ado, let me present what I think is a good strategy. Obviously, this varies for everybody. This is not financial advice. It's not investment advice. Similar to what the other person said, take accountability for your own actions. So to me, this is what I would call the master plan. And obviously, as I said before, it's not for everybody, but it's for people who can make money. And I think this is really the best strategy. It does go against the grain with some things, and with some other things, it does stay with the grain. So the first step number 1, very, very important. Get good grades in high school. I mean, so a wise man once told me, the way you start is the way you finish. And if you start like a chump, you'll finish like a chump. Right? So, or rephrased, if you start taking L's, you'll finish taking L's. So to me, I think for anybody who wants to have a great career and to make money, and I strongly believe the first step is getting good grades in high school because it makes everything else a lot easier. And yes, I know there are lots of people out there that say dead, and I agree with that. I mean, this is coming from somebody who wanted to drop out of college after 2 weeks. Okay. I still ended up going on to get my bachelor's and master's degree in computer engineering, but I myself agree that college is useless. Right? College is a straight scam. But I still think there's a need to it. Okay? Because it's all about de-risking your life. And if you told me you only have one chance for success, right? This is really the path I would take. So the first step, get good grades in high school. So what does that mean? That means I would say minimum 3.0 GPA in high school. I mean, high school, depending where you are, for the most part, is actually not that hard. Like in high school, you don't have to be that smart, or you don't really have to have a high IQ. High school is just about will. So when it comes to, best example I can give is really basketball, right? So I love basketball, ball is life, and skill versus will, right? So you have positions in basketball where some positions you have to be very, very skilled, like point guard, like shooting guard, small forward. But then you have some other athletes who don't really have any skill at all, but they have will. They have willpower. They have hustle. They don't give up. So, for example, Ben Wallace, Hall of Fame basketball player, won Defensive Player of the Year multiple times, but he could not shoot to save his life. But he played defense, he hustled, he grabbed boards. So the best way to really think about this is looking at school, you have two ways to measure success. You have your SATs, your SAT score, and you have your GPA. So your SAT score measures really, in a way, how quickly you learn. So it's a way to measure IQ. It's a way to kind of indirectly measure IQ, to measure intelligence. But guess what? Some people can have a high SAT score and low GPA, which means that they're very smart people, but they lack the will. They lack the willpower. Your GPA is a measure of willpower. So somebody can have a very average IQ or very average SAT score, but a very high GPA because they're always doing their homework. They come back at school, they put in the work, right? They grind. So in high school, you don't really have to be that smart. All you have to do is just grind. If you do all the homework, study hard, put in the time and the effort, and you're doing 5 to 10%, you're doing what the top 5 or 10% do, and just copy their actions, you will do well in high school. Okay, so the reason why I think this is very, very vital, because this makes everything a lot easier. All right, so step 1, get good grades in high school. Now, step 2, attend the best college you can go to on a scholarship. This is why step 1 is crucial, right? Because everybody out there is complaining about student loans, but in my opinion, nobody should go to college unless you're on a scholarship, right? So, because if you go to college not on a scholarship, it makes life even tougher because you have to make up the money down the road. Now, I still do. Okay, so sorry. Let me change that again. Most people should go to college on a scholarship. If you can't go to college if you can't go to college without a scholarship, maybe go to the cheapest college you can attend and try to save money that way. But in my opinion, in my humble opinion, I feel like you really have to go on a scholarship to make college worthwhile, right? Because I went to college on a scholarship. Now, for me, I went as an international student, so it was even more challenging getting financial aid and getting scholarships. So I went to the George Washington University here in DC. I went there on a merit scholarship due to my grades in high school. And then same thing right now with my younger brother. He has a full ride scholarship to Ohio State University. He's there doing engineering. He has a full ride. So for 4 years, they're paying for his entire schooling because he had good grades in high school. So, our family strongly believes in getting good grades early on because, they're actually paying him to go to college. So, which is crazy because as you guys follow the news, lots of people are talking about how student loans are a straight scam. But if you get the first step right, going to school on a scholarship, then you don't have to get any student loans. Now, I'm not saying you have to go out there and make it into Harvard or MIT. It's out there that will give you a scholarship. So you have to put in the work. You have to do your research and find schools. Ask people who've gone to different schools. Find out which schools give out the most money. So, for example, with me, when I applied initially I didn't want to go to GW. But my uncle, who was a former professor at University of Maryland, told me I was accepted into Maryland, College Park, but he told me, try GW because they give out lots and lots of money. They give out lots of financial aid packages. So I would say, do your research. I recall back in high school, I would go to different libraries. I had like books and books and books of scholarships. Now, most of them I didn't really qualify for because I was like international, right? But if you're an American or for people outside of America, whatever country you're in, find out the local scholarships out there and apply to as many scholarships as possible. I mean, to show you how thirsty I was, I even wrote letters to Bill Gates, to Oprah Winfrey, and to IBM, asking them to give me a scholarship. I don't really qualify for most scholarships because I'm an international student. Will you be able to sponsor me? I mean, that's the hustle I was on back in high school. Okay? Now, nobody responded back to me except for one company, IBM. And I never forgot that. Okay? So, anyway, back to the master plan. So, master plan, just to recap, get good grades in high school, attend the best college you can that's giving you a scholarship. So, the idea is to decrease and pay as little money for college. Now, maybe academics isn't the best way to do it. Maybe you're a great athlete. Maybe you do it that way, okay? Maybe you play basketball, football, soccer, lacrosse, whatever, right? Maybe the best college that gives you a scholarship is a D3 school, right? Who cares? The best thing to do is attend college on a scholarship. Do not pay money for college. If you do have to pay money, go to the best college you can that's most affordable. Meaning that if you're in America, go in state. Don't go out of state. Don't take extra debt to go out of state. All right. Okay. Now that college is really done, I would say the next step, during college and also after graduation, spend your free time learning new skills. Not just any skill, because you have to really have focus. Go out there and find what skills are in demand and learn those skills. So with me in college, I didn't really do an internship, although an internship is a great way of learning a new skill. I just built companies. So I taught myself how to code back in 7th grade. So I was building websites, doing web development, but in college, I learned how to code using mobile apps. So I built my own iOS application. I also did Ruby on Rails development. Now the thing is, the thing nobody will tell you is you don't have to be great at it. You just have to have the willpower. So skill versus will. You don't have to be skilled at it. You just have to put in the effort. So with me, I mean, like, I'll be honest, I'm not the best developer out there. All right, I'm probably in the bottom 1/3. That's why I'm not coding anymore, right? Because I understood my weaknesses. Yes, I was better than the average person out there, and I'm more technical, but competing against professional developers, I was not the best developer, right? I knew my strengths and my weaknesses, but while in college, I put in effort. So I built my own company called Leximo back in the day. It was a multilingual social dictionary. Built that from the ground up, took it from an idea to something tangible. We launched it, got some press and some small blogs here and there. But the skills I learned from there, I learned how to be an entrepreneur. I learned how to run a business. Obviously, it was a nonprofit. We didn't really make money at all, but I still learned how to build something. And I put that on my resume, on my CV. And kept on doing that all the way till grad school, right? So I got my bachelor's and my master's. After I graduated, after I joined IBM, my manager told me, Ian, the reason we hired you was, yes, you're smart, but I really like the stuff you did with Leximo, your company in college, because it shows that you are taking initiative, you're taking action. So while my grades, my bachelor's and master's degree got me the interviews, what got me hired was the work I did outside of school. It wasn't all the stuff in the books I learned, because being honest with you, I have never used anything I've learned in school. I mean, and I have two degrees. I've never used anything I have learned in school. I mean, to a point, if I could go back, I probably would change my majors. But looking at it now, I mean, I got a job at IBM, which was a great company, right? Going back to my earlier story back in high school, where I wrote to IBM asking them to give me a scholarship. But because of how generous they were with actually recognizing my letter to them and responding back, I thought it would be good to apply to them. But anyway, the best thing to do is learn a skill. So start a new business on the side, intern, whether it's a paid internship or even a non-paid internship. So many people look down on doing any kind of work for free. But most of the people I know who got somewhere were willing to get in for free, to get in where you want in terms of your dream job. If they won't pay you to get in, you can get in almost kind of like Trojan horse by working for free. So best example is Sam, our intern. So Sam has been working with us for over 2 years now. And Sam began working for me as a non-paid intern for basically 6 months. And then once we had enough money coming in and we were looking to scale up, he was the first person I hired, Sam, because I knew him, I'd worked with him during a time during the ICO mania when so many people were emailing me wanting to work with me. But I mean, Sam just kind of had a good approach of it. So he began just as my Telegram admin, did that for about 6 months. Then he had a degree in finance and we're looking to have an analyst help us with investing. So it kind of made sense. So I would say find internships somewhere, whether paid or non-paid. I mean, I think the better internships would actually be non-paid, because find somebody you would like to work with, email them and tell them you'll work with them for free for 6 months. I mean, it's very hard for them to say no to that. I mean, because the moment you start adding billing and costs and all this, now they start looking at you, okay, is this the best intern I can get? And now they start comparing you versus all the other 1,000 interns. And that's not what you want. You want to have a competitive advantage. And the way you do it is really by saying, here, I'm willing to work on any projects you have, help you out for free, just to learn, just as a mentor, mentee type relationship. And I think that really, really works well, right? So kind of recapping the skill. Spend free time learning skills. Start a business, intern. I would say probably edge more on a non-paid internship if you can. Start something new. A podcast, a blog, YouTube channel. I mean, because you never know, something could blow up. Find a passion you like and work on that. This is something you're doing on the side while going to school. Something you can put on your resume. So then next step, after you graduate, this step is also crucial. I mean, I would say almost every step is crucial, but this one is very crucial as well. Find a job that does not cap your pay. What do I mean by that? This typically means finding a sales job, a sales or commission-based job. Because I worked at Deloitte Consulting, a great company, the biggest consulting firm out there. I mean, they like to brag that it's harder to get into Deloitte than getting into Harvard. But I mean, my pay was decent. It was about $85,000 a year. But my pay was capped. So I think what really takes you to the next level and helps you kind of break out and make money is finding jobs with lots and lots of upside. You don't want a job that caps your pay. So, I mean, obviously, if you have no other job, then take it. But you want to look for jobs with lots and lots of upside. So I switched over to IBM and I joined enterprise sales. Enterprise sales is really a great industry to be in. Enterprise technical sales. What does that mean? That means selling products or services to large companies, Fortune 500 companies, like the IBMs of the world, Macy's, Delta, Cisco, Google, Facebook, selling software for them. Because these companies, they write big checks. So if you're working sales for those roles, I mean, the commissions, they're big, they're huge. So I joined IBM first as a technical sales engineer. So what does that do? My job was to use my technical expertise, because I have background as a developer, as a computer engineer, was to use that expertise to then go out there in the field alongside the sales reps and help sell software for them, right? So I was really the technical expert in the room who was there to break down technical concepts to line of business, to management, to directors of IT, to CIOs, sometimes CEOs as well. Help the salespeople close the deals. Now that was good money. I was there for 3 years in that role, made as much as $130K in that role. I mean, so I'm definitely not complaining. I was in my mid-20s, making 6 figures. So I mean, life was good. But I realized that my pay was still capped because my commission structure, while I had a higher base, my commission structure was very low versus the sales reps, the account executives. So I took a risk. I took a bet on myself. I said, you know what? I want to make more money. I'm working alongside the sales reps, and I think I can do what they're doing. And because my friend, I spoke to a friend of mine. This is not really a step, but I would probably add it there, add the step somewhere in there. Talk to your friends about money, and don't be afraid to talk about money to everybody. Because people think that, hey, this person is only about money. He's bragging, whatever. I mean, forget that. I mean, we're not here to talk about morality when it comes to money. So he was a friend of mine at IBM, actually younger than me. I spoke with him on the phone because we went through training together for about 6 months, and we basically just kept in touch because we both like business. And he told me he made 300 grand that year. He had made twice as much money as I did. And when he told me that info, because that's the info nobody will tell you. You may go to work with people who are making twice as much as you and nobody tells you. This is why you have to talk. Talking and having discussions with people brings transparency and can help you with planning your path to mastering money. So he basically told me this. When he told me that, because before I was kind of on the fence about switching over to sales, but when he told me that, I said, you know what? I have to make this move. I have to switch, because if people my age are making that much money, I can definitely do that, right? Because I had gone through sales training as a sales engineer, and I was the only sales engineer in my group in the analytics division to graduate with distinction, to graduate with an award, which was something even other sales reps had not done. So even though I was a sales engineer, I was better than other sellers in our training. So I always knew I had that potential. So I took a bet on myself. I interviewed for a sales role, ended up getting that role. And guess what? My base pay decreased because as a technical sales engineer, I was making my base pay was 90 something. I would say like 98,000, something like that, like mid to high 90s. So when I went to sales, my base pay dropped by about 12 to 15 grand. So it went to about 82 grand a year. So to decrease my pay, because I already had a lease, I had a car lease, a house I was renting. So I had to decrease my standard of living. And I would joke that I was living on beans and rice. Because in the sales world, you get paid, most of your money comes on commissions. So while your base pay is lower, your commissions are higher. So the commissions I had was about 10% commission on the deals, not just I would close, but the deals our team would close. And in sales, my quota was, I had a $2 million quota. So our team, the team I was working on, we had to sell IBM software, and each 6 months we had to sell up to $2 million worth of IBM sales software. And we ended up doing it, which was great. And the commissions, oh man. So it was basically feast or famine. I went from living beans and rice, basically as if I'm in a famine, and then every 6 months, a fat commission check. So the first few checks that came in for commissions were about 25 grand or so. But then after about 6 or 7 months, my first big check came in. It was over 100 grand. I mean, imagine waking up and going to your bank account and seeing your employer has put in 100 grand in your bank account. I mean, that feeling, it's kind of like a crypto feeling. I mean, the only other thing that comes close to it is investing and crypto investing. So after that, I ended up getting more checks. And in my first year working in sales and IBM, I made over